Welcome to the new channel. My name is SK, and this is going to be a new channel regarding digital marketing and product launch. So, in terms of this channel, we'll be covering all of the fundamentals of what it takes to come up with an idea and then take a product from nothing to launch and then managing the launch after it's been done. So, this is what we call the digital marketing and sales roadmap. So, what does it entail? So, there's a couple of sections within my digital marketing and sales roadmap, which you need to know in order to be able to master digital marketing on the smallest to the biggest scale. So the first thing would be timeline, right? So obviously, whenever you're doing a marketing campaign, you have to think of the timeline, right? When we think of timelines, we think of quarters within the year. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and then those are basically the major time frames within the year. Then obviously you have your monthly, weekly, and then your daily. But the most important is to have an overall holistic look in terms of how you're going to plan your marketing campaign. All right, so time frame, timeline. Okay, so the next thing would be statistical analysis. Statistical analysis is probably the most important thing when it comes to creating a marketing campaign or doing a product launch, right? Because you need to know which KPIs you're going to be using in order to judge your campaign performance and just to see exactly what the purpose of that campaign is, whether it's acquiring clients, whether it's increasing revenue, whether it's increasing profit, cash flow, so on and so forth. So, statistical analysis. So, in terms of statistical analysis, what we look for is a couple of things, right? So, for statistical analysis, we would look at four different things. Number one would be the last 6 month profit and loss statements of whatever business or whatever product or industry that you're in for that specific product. The second thing would be the last 6 month first time clients, which have actually, let's say, signed up, created accounts, and registered to actually purchase that product that you're selling. The second one would be the last 6 months total clients meaning overall clients, right? And then the last thing would be the last 6 month client payments and purchase history, because you need to know how many sales you're making. You need to know how long a person stays on the platform in order to make sales. Basically, the lifetime value of the client. Lifetime value meaning how many purchases does a client make within their journey of being on your platform. And yeah, basically, that's what that is. Second one is your budget, right? Your campaign budget. So in terms of campaign budget, this is also very important because you need to know how much money you're spending and how much money you intend to make back, right? Because you can't just spend a certain amount of money and not know exactly if you're making profits or you're not making profits. So you need to know exactly what your return is going to be for your campaign. All right. So in terms of campaign budgets, we have three different types of aspects. The first one would be campaign budget forecasting. Number two would be paid ads budget forecasting. Three and lastly would be client acquisition and retention forecasting. Right. So those are the important things for campaign budget that you look at. Then once you have those two things, then you create your campaign proposal. So campaign proposal, what is a proposal? A proposal is basically your desired outcome for the campaign that you're trying to actually create, right? So what does this involve? Campaign proposal involves campaign details, what your targets are for that campaign, ROI forecasting, supporting data, meaning what clients are you trying to actually target, who's your ideal client, whether it's client demographics, age, gender, region, and then obviously your campaign checklist, which is what you use in order to see what exactly are you going to be implementing in order to successfully run your campaign? Okay. And then to the next thing, which is copywriting. Okay, so copywriting is also very important because you need to know what message you're sending to your clients and what type of message your clients will react to or respond to. So once you know your ideal client that you're looking for, you need to know what message will resonate with them, right? Whether it's their pain points, what problem they have in their life which you're trying to solve, so on and so forth, right? So in terms of copywriting, there are three things that you'll need in order to build out your campaign and send out the right message to your clients. Number one would be a key visual message, meaning what is your campaign about, all right? So that's what the copy of the key visual message literally entails. Number two would be the headline, right? So you always need an eye-catching, memorable headline in order to obviously sustain the attention span of your client that you're trying to acquire, right? And then the last most important thing is your call to action, right? Because I mean, you can have the best copy in the world, but if you don't have a clear call to action, which you want people to take, whether it's buying something, signing up, so on and so forth, people won't do anything, right? And then on to the next thing. The next thing would be animation, artwork, and then video, right? These are all the aspects that you'll need in order to actually run campaigns on the various platforms that you'll be running them on, right? So your artwork, which is tied to your copywriting, which is tied to your key visual message, headline, and call to action, your CTA, then your animation and video, which is also tied to the same thing. So those are all the things that tie together, and then they give you your look and feel for your actual campaign. Okay. Next thing is the different types of platforms that you'll use in order to distribute your marketing for your campaign, to acquire your clients, to increase revenue, whatever you want to do, right? So we have our social platforms, which are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, so on and so forth. So with these, in terms of your campaign and your campaign that you're doing. These include, let's say, maybe you'll post stories or just do generic posts on that platform, or you'll use that post in order to run ads, right? Because obviously you need like an actual post to run ads. You need to post something, then you use that post to run ads, basically, right? So that's how that works. And then on to the next one. So the next one is also a very important one, which a lot of people tend to overlook. But if you're an intelligent person, you will know that this is very very important, and yeah, you'll make sure that this thing is top notch when running your campaign. So this is your digital platform. So we have our social platforms, and then you have your digital platforms. So in terms of digital platforms, these will be like the websites that we partner with in order to run different types of ads, right? That'll be our digital banners and our affiliate banners, right? So digital banners, for example, would be, when you go into a website and you see like that little strip of like advertising, whatever company it is. It might be like a porn company, it might be a freaking auto repair company, whatever the hell you think it is, OnlyFans. Yeah, just that strip there that leads you to a specific type of action that you have to take. That's a digital banner ad, right? So it can either be a GIF or a JPEG. It just depends, right? And then you have affiliate banners. So your affiliate banners would be same as digital banners, but your affiliate banners would be normally distributed by your affiliate partners, right? Affiliate partners. What are affiliate partners? Affiliate partners are basically people that you partner with in order for them to promote your product, right? So these can be different websites. These can be different, let's say, individuals. They can be like different companies. When I say individuals, it could be like celebrities, it could be people with a large following who have the specific clients or audience that you're looking to attain, so on and so forth, right? But those are basically affiliates, people who you use to promote your product. And then sometimes, depending on how the deal is structured, they'll get like a profit share for let's say maybe converting one of their audience members into a paying client of yours. They'll get a share of the money that it took to convert that person. Or maybe you can just have like a flat out rate that you pay them in order to, I don't know, promote your specific products and acquire clients. Okay, next thing. Another important thing is PPC. PPC, which is pay per click. This is basically paid media where you pay in order to run ads on various platforms, right? So that's Facebook, where you're running Facebook ads, you have a Facebook ads budget where you pay daily or weekly or whatever in order to acquire clients, right? Obviously, depending on your type of audience that you're looking to acquire, you'll pay more or less. It just depends, right? So PPC, that's PPC. And then you get your SEO. That's another important thing. SEO is basically when you're running your ads, you need to make sure that SEO aligns with your copywriting, right? SEO is basically keywords that you can use within your copywriting in order to rank high on search engines, right? Because there's specific terms that people normally search for when they're looking for a specific product or service. So when you use those specific keywords within the copy that you've used for your campaign, it's much easier for them to actually find you and actually acquire or purchase your service or product. Okay, cool. Next one, another important one, acquisition and retention, right? So acquisition and retention, we use specific types of platforms and tools in order to implement this, right? So that'll be sending emails to like an email list or database that you have, sending SMSs, sending push notifications, so on and so forth. That's to acquire clients, and also you can use it to retain clients, to make your clients aware that you're still there. Maybe you've got some kind of like special offer that you have for that month, or you're promoting a specific thing which is relevant to that audience that you're promoting to. Okay, next. So next one is your product or service that you're selling to your desired client, right? So the first thing is the price, right? You need to know how much your ideal customer is willing to pay for the solution that you're trying to solve in their life via a product or service. Because people only buy products and services to solve people buy products and services in order to solve problems within their lives, right? If a person doesn't have a problem in their life, they won't buy the product or service, right? Okay. You also do have sometimes people who buy products or services just for pleasure or just to satisfy a specific need, but generally it's to solve a problem within their life, right? For example, you buy a cell phone. What do you need a cell phone for? You need a cell phone in order to chat to friends and family on WhatsApp. You need a cell phone to phone people to make sure that you're still alive, just get in contact with them, so on and so forth. What do you need a car for? You need a car to transport you from A to B, whether that's to work, whether that's going out with friends, maybe a family member has an emergency, they can't take public transport, you go and pick them up, take them to the hospital, easy, right? That's the problem that you're solving in your life by buying a car or getting a cell phone or whatever, right? So, like I said before, people use products and services to solve problems within their life. Okay, so in terms of services, if I can give an example of a service, it would be some people pay maid. Okay, I don't want to use the word maid, but some people pay cleaners to come and clean up their houses, right? Because they're too lazy to do it themselves, or it's just inconvenient. They don't have the time, so they'll pay a specific cleaner to come clean up their house, or they'll buy like a vacuum cleaner, which is another product actually. Service would be, let's see, what's a service? A service. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe let's say you're a fat person and you're trying to lose weight. You'll go to the gym. You'll pay for a personal trainer who offers you a service of personal training, and yeah, you'll get your desired body through purchasing that service. Okay, so that's a product, and then that's a service. Now, pricing. Pricing is based on who are you trying to target, right? Are you targeting lower LSM, medium LSM, or high LSM people, right? So when I say LSM, I mean affordability. Yeah, affordability. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into it, which is age, gender, um, what's another thing? Race, um, location, so on and so forth. That all goes into it. So you need to know how much money are people willing to pay you for your product or service, because you don't want to have a product or service that people do not want to pay for. Right, that's important. Cool. So once you've gotten through that, Then the next stage would be customer purchase, right? Customer purchase flow and experience. So once you have your product or service and you have your price, what do you need? You need a payment processor. What's a payment processor? Payment processor is a platform which you use in order to process client purchase payments, right? When a person purchases a product or service from you, they need to do it through a specific platform, right? So platforms include examples like Payfast, Ozo, OwnPay, Stripe for Americans, PayPal for Americans, and some Africans, so on and so forth. There's a lot of payment processes that you can use. Obviously, they charge you a different percentage depending on the payment processor that you're using, so on and so forth. But you need a payment processor in order to process client payments. Otherwise, you'll just have your product and your pricing, and people won't have a way to actually pay you for that product or service. Cool. So then once you have that, then the next step, these two steps are actually pretty joint. They kind of flow in and out of each other. So customer purchase and sales, right? So once you have your payment processor, then the next thing would be either you have a sales call with your client, because some clients they want to have a sales call just to confirm that you're not a scammer. They want to confirm that you actually know what you're doing in terms of the service that you're providing or the product that you're selling. So they want to have a call with you just for you to ease them through the process of actually purchasing your products or service. Cool. But some clients they don't really need that, so it just depends, right? So the stage here of the sales call, it's not really 100% important. It just depends on what type of clients you're dealing with, how much they're paying, and what product or service you're offering. Okay, once they've done that, then you have your qualification, right? Your client qualifying form. So, what is a client qualifying form? A client qualifying form is basically how you judge if a client will be able to pay for that product or service that you're offering, right? So you'll make them fill out a couple of details just to judge their affordability for your product or service. So your product or service, if I can go back to that, it can be a once-off payment, or it can be like a monthly retainer. Once-off payment, you pay once, then it's done. Monthly retainer, they pay you monthly, right? That's how that works. So with your credit form or your qualification form, you judge if they can afford that product, right? Obviously, this is also not important, but it just depends how detailed and how structured you want your customer purchase and sales process to be. Okay, once that's done, then your customer buys your product or service, right? Once they've purchased it, you process their payments, and then they'll make the order of that specific product or service, which leads us to the order entry, and then they can fill out an order form. This is also not important, but I mean, it depends what you're selling, right? And then obviously you can choose to process their payments or not process their payments, right? Okay. So now let me move on to the next part, which is um, obviously management of your clients, right? So once you've approved the payments of your clients, now they're a client of yours, right? Now you have to deal with them. So when you deal with the clients, you need to make sure that they're happy at all times, right? Obviously, it doesn't mean be a doormat to your clients where they can call you at all hours of the day and just berate you with questions and like just annoy you, right? You don't want them to do that, but you do want them to be happy that they purchased your product or service. But this thing of managing your clients, it mostly applies to like if you're providing a service for them, because obviously when you provide a service, it's mostly like a physical thing, right? It could be a physical or it could be a digital thing, right? Could be that they're paying you to have consultations with them through digital platforms, whether it's like Microsoft Teams or Zoom, where you consult them on a specific thing that they're going through, yada yada, whatever, right? And then obviously when it's a product or service, the main thing is people like to complain, right? And people like to return items. or they like to charge back once they've paid for a specific thing. So now you need to be able to manage that, right? Obviously, big companies have call centers. They have a CRM, which is a customer relationship or customer relations management system that handles all of that, right? So you can either use a CRM or you can do it yourself, or you can have a team of people who deal with client management, right? Cool. So the last part would be obviously terms and conditions. This is also very important because when you create your product or service, there has to be terms and conditions which your customers need to know about in order to know what they're getting into by purchasing your product or your service, right? So your terms and conditions can include the fact that your clients, once they've purchased that product or service, they can't cancel it for like let's say the first 3 months. They can't return an item for the first 6 months. Um, they let's say if the product was okay, the product. Let's say if the product breaks, they can't. Let's say, get it fixed within the first 2 weeks, or maybe you'll give them a warranty that will last for like 2 years for that product, right? Where if it breaks within 2 years, then you can either fix it or give them a new one, depending on how severe the product is messed up. In terms of services, your terms and conditions could be um, what can I make for example? Okay, could be that I don't know. Maybe okay, I'm trying to think now. Okay, terms and conditions for a service would be, let's say, if a client purchases a gym program from you, right? A gym fitness or weight loss program from you. So the terms and conditions can be if that client doesn't reach their desired weight within, let's say, the first 6 months, then they can, I don't know, like charge you back, where you can pay them back a certain amount of the monthly fee that they pay you, or they can just cancel their subscription. I know that's a bad example, but that's the best I could come with right now. But yeah, all in all, that's basically the format that you can follow in order to do your campaign from start, from start to launch, and then obviously manage that campaign, and then manage your clients that you've acquired from that campaign, so on and so forth. Obviously, next video, I'll be going into more depth about other important things like obviously your campaign report and analysis, where you can judge whether you are making money or not making money on your campaigns. Because a lot of people, they don't really do campaign reports and keep themselves accountable to see if they're bleeding money aimlessly or they are making a profit, right? That's very important. So I'll go more in depth in the next video. And yeah, so hopefully you stay tuned for the next video where I'll go more in depth about that. And if you have any questions about this specific framework that I've shown you, this digital marketing and sales roadmap, you can just leave a comment. You can like the video if you want to like it. And yeah, the next video, I'll go more in depth about each and every one of these things. And also, I'll go more in depth about the campaign proposal and a few other aspects of the whole marketing campaign thing. So, yeah, thank you. See you in the next video.